7:11, and we're gonna have Kim Gallo lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's play ball.
Rocky,
John and
Nick.
Motion to recess to executive session at 7:12 PM for discussion on the following: Personnel, Emergency Management Director, Real Estate parcels A, B, Y, and Z, Amazon, Hershey Property, and pending litigation, inviting in John Lawler and Nick Brello.
I second the motion.
All right, do we have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh,
We need Jim and Jeremy. Here we go. I'm going to reconvene the special meeting at 7:41. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the slideshow and a pretty detailed description of rural properties, rural roads, rural facilities that were impacted by the storm. And I'm just going to start off, if you look at the sheet, on the night of the storm, on Sunday night, the roads that we list on the top of the sheet were impassable. And when I say impassable, there was no ability to utilize them. Now, as a tribute to our various teams who all performed well above and beyond the call of duty, within 24 hours, every road in the borough of Naugatuck was passable. And the two worst, which we're going to go through in detail and show you photos, were Rubber Avenue, where we immediately brought in B&W, who's working for us on Rubber Avenue, and they joined Jeremy and Jim and our team, and they did a great job. And by the way, the street department, Jeremy and Jim, outstanding, 24/7. B&W came in, and now Fucci is working on some of our problems. So our two downtown contractors and our team got everything passable. Now Rubber Avenue is complete. Essentially, we're going to show you completed photos where it was then, where it is now. And the same thing with Hunter's Mountain. It is now rebuilt with the first coat of asphalt. And then the second coat will be going on and the finished work will be done. So I just want to say, street, fantastic. Ken, Walter Seaman, especially on the residential side, Cherry Street in particular, there 3-4 times a day, outstanding work. And the police were outstanding as well. Colin, Dan, everyone. CERT, helped out, the fire police, the citizens, other communities, Prospect, Beacon Falls, Watertown, Woolkid, yes.
DOT.
Conduct. Now, we had a lot of extra help coming in, a lot of support. Once we got through the initial storm and people were driving around like crazy, everyone really came together, chipped in, and it was a great effort by all. So what we'd like to do is go through some slides. We're going to tell you where we are now, and I'll just say, number one, our insurance is great. We have excellent insurance. Most of our biggest situations are covered by insurance. We also have our town FEMA team with the Controller's Office, Finance, Jim, Jeremy, Ken, everyone, working together. We're meeting with FEMA tomorrow at 8. We completed our initial report, and we've done it before, and anything that's not covered by insurance, we're pursuing that FEMA plan. So in real general terms, the town, I think, is doing, very well, and we're going to come out of this fine. Our biggest efforts have been, with the residents, especially of Cherry Street, and with some of our small businesses, especially Maple Water Street, Melissa Mall, Rubber Ave area, have some, extreme difficulties. So all of our town teams are working with them, trying to help them. So to give you all a better understanding of what happened on that Sunday afternoon, when Jeremy and I talked at around 3:30 and both agreed that the storm wasn't even going to hit us, so what are we worried about? I said, Jeremy, I'm in Woodbury and I can't see in front of me. I said, there's something going on. But it was a very odd situation. So in any event, so Jim, let's start off with the slideshow.
Lee, can you close the participant window, maybe make a little clearer? So the first part of any FEMA claim is the emergency protective measures. That's going out and cleaning basins during the storm, sandbagging, and police and fire protecting issues, and just getting through the initial disaster.
So that's from the street department standpoint, Jim.
Yes.
So if you look at your chart, the chart you have beneath you, he's looking at initially the first item, townwide flooding protection. Item 1 is a FEMA matter.
Yep.
It's 100% complete. And
Police and fire as well.
so, and then police is 100% complete from a FEMA standpoint, as is the fire department as far as protective measures.
Exactly.
Right. So now the next category is debris removal.
Yeah, so that's collecting debris on the side of the road from Cherry Street, sweeping probably most every street in town again.
Yeah,
Cleaning catch basins.
there's a lot of debris, rubble in the roads, cleaning up on multiple Rubber Avenue in Sherman Street. Basically, this whole west side was just debris in the road, so as they're back day and a half.
So generally, we'll get 75% of our hourly rate for people doing that on overtime.
So just so you know, that's all FEMA money that we're making a claim for. We have a coding system set up, overtime, everything. We've separated what's FEMA, what's not, what's overtime, what's not. And we've done it before when we had the tornado, and we're doing it again. And we're still getting more guidance from FEMA, but we're following the rules.
But FEMA is down the road. How are we gonna pay for these things up front? It's not in the budget.
Well, we're gonna get to that. We didn't get to anything we have to pay for yet. So everything we paid for so far is in the budget, in overtime and things of that nature. So far what we've talked about is in the budget. There's adequate funds there, and we got through the storm without a negative impact on our overtime budget so far.
Was this the good section or bad section of Hunter Mountain?
It was all bad, sorry.
I'm just gonna say, we're gonna get to Hunter's Mountain next, but this is, this photo is to show you the debris cleanup type. Well, let's show what you have on Hunter's Mountain.
That's Hunter's Mountain, that's the damage.
Yeah,
If you have a left of the store, I took my car, the SUV.
Yeah.
I went up Fairrock Lane, one of the big houses up.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past there with my car.
Okay.
The road that
The picture to the left is just past Pierrock.
Okay.
Where the chief's talking about he couldn't get up. The guys got that clear the next day. The picture where the reinstalling pipe is just up past there where we lost the culvert. Picture all the way to the right is almost all the way up at High Rock, where's a culvert where we completely lost the road, gone. So it's progressive. We have more pictures, obviously, for FEMA, but we kind of took it step by step up.
Yeah, we have hundreds of pictures.
Yeah.
I figured we'd take the.
It was impassable, but I think by more, yeah, at least for.
We just about.
Yeah.
Did you put the drone up there and have it fly over to see capture the whole landscape?
Just road excavators.
So there's the
Wow.
That's kind of the same areas, so it kind of in that progressive order.
Wow.
So to the left, that's where the picture was taken at night, and all the way to the right is actually the opposite side of that culvert that we lost out by High Rock entrance. It's kind of the same order.
the Hunter's Mountain was done by town forces. Rubber Avenue was done, mostly by B&W, and now Fucci is helping out with some items that we'll get to. So the Naugatuck Event Center. Now, I'll just start off as far as the money question. Got $500,000 of coverage at a minimum. And right now is we're going to bring in a cleanup crew. They're going to, there's electricity on everything except the lower level. We're going to bring back the electricity, the freight elevator, and we're going to be able to figure out the best way to heat the building for the winter. And that's probably the extent of what we're going to do, because we're selling the building as is. I discussed this with Burgess, and seems to be acceptable. Retail 101 is stranded on the second floor, because they don't have a freight elevator. So we're cutting the whole side of the building where one was cut before. And their stuff is going to go out the Elm Street side of the building. The look of the Irish guys, on Friday and Saturday, they moved their lumber from the basement to the first floor, so they probably saved a few $1 million. Wayne Malicki's office was destroyed in the basement. First floor, second floor, everything else is fine.
Does the damage of the event center have any impact on the value, the sale value of the property?
At this time, no.
Okay.
I guess the caveat is, we gotta get it, I'm gonna say, we're gonna get the electrical on and but don't forget, they're gonna put in all new heat, so we've gotta get it through the winter.
Yeah.
And we really need to get the freight elevator operative, even if it takes some of our stuff out. It's just, we need the freight elevator.
This all will fall under FEMA?
No, it's gonna, first our insurance.
Okay.
First insurance.
Yeah.
And if that's not adequate, then FEMA.
Okay. And when they see an extent of damage of $500,000, I don't know what it is. How does that impact
insurance in the long term, number one? And is there stuff other than the insurance that would take care of it? Will FEMA take care of the balance?
So that's what we're trying to accomplish. So, I can't really speak for the federal government yet, but, we have a very strong claim.
I'm expecting people to pay 75%.
Uninsured losses.
How much water was in there, like, beach-wise?
That orange pump is from DOT. That pump for 12 hours, we estimate about 1 million gallons of water.
So was there any structural damage, at the foundation level from all that water in
Not that
there?
we know
The kid was thinking about it, got feet out there.
It's a cement pond, really.
of. And let's all remember, not one drop of water came from the river.
That's amazing.
You know where it came from? The hills on the west
Yeah,
side
yeah.
and the brooks.
Yeah.
The hills and the brooks.
How the hell did the car get down?
You're gonna see it, so.
Yeah, it's freaking unbelievable how it even got through the bridge at the Portuguese Club.
It did.
It did.
It probably submerged a little bit at that time,
So
right?
it's one of the highlights of the film here, so.
So you have this up here, didn't we just put a new floor in? And so is this floor salvageable or no? Not.
Now,
Jesus
the
Christ.
floor, and we found a guy who specialized in drying out these types of floors.
Yeah.
He thought, he got there and the floor is on lath, basically. But the lath is supposed to be perpendicular and straight and having open channels underneath, it's crisscrosses. So there's no way of drying out underneath the floor, there's a half inch of water.
Crazy. It's probably just enough to that's gonna hold the water anyway.
But is that a bad installation?
No, that's just that's the best installation,
Okay.
not in this situation when you get water.
Structural design. Right.
So, but we're gonna look at maybe not as good installations, maybe poured rubberized floor instead. It's been twice. I mean, I know the first was a sewer issue, and this has never happened before, but still, I mean,
It's twice.
Yeah.
That's,
and you're
yes.
out of business for
Yeah.
months.
And it's covered by insurance.
Yes.
Yes. And it feels better when you stop back in your bed in the morning.
Is it rubberized? I would assume so. I would check the cost on it, but I would assume.
And then the furnace room, which is below grade, filled with water, so we still gotta deal with that heat as well.
So it doesn't look bad when you look at it, but it's all.
I was trying to get pictures, but the floor is up
So
a
discouraging.
foot in areas.
That's what you
You know,
should do.
wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least it's a different insurance company.
So it's gonna be out of commission for a while, but, we're gonna recoup our costs and, best we can.
Yep.
They're gonna find an
Yeah,
alternative
yeah,
election for the election, an alternative location.
For this one?
Yeah.
Jim, I have
insurance?
a,
What was the question?
Is it VFIS that insures it? What's the US side?
It was,
No,
it wasn't tree.
It's in my truck.
Yeah, it was, maybe, I have to check.
let's say this, we had a meeting with travelers, and they, don't forget, the insurance is not with travelers, they procured for us. And, we went through everything and we're in very good shape.
Charlie had a good point about the election.
Yeah, the election, they're still gonna use that building, or they have to find a new location for the polling?
We might be able to get the floor torn up by then, I don't see why we couldn't be able to do that, just can you operate on a split, is some floor gonna be okay?
Tents in the party.
At what point do they need to announce that they're changing a venue? Though that would be.
It's
It's gonna be something to consider. Because they moved the old terrace and a few other places there now, that's a pretty busy location.
It's something
Back
that
to
We
back.
have to go back to the senior center.
Well, we got time.
we got plenty of time, but it's just
Yeah, we
like
can-
something to be.
I would say most likely we'll get it to a point where we can use it for the election, but not for the basketball.
Yeah.
But you can actually, in the middle picture, I don't know, it's like totally clear, but that brown, that's all mud that was on top. It was,
You know, people.
All right, Jim, what's next?
Okay, so the public works garage, so that's inside the garage, what, 6 inches of water?
Yep.
Never happened before, Public Works Garage.
Sound, so there's the,
That's rubber.
That's Rubber Red.
is that the worst point or?
I don't know what time was that. That was probably, maybe not. Maybe not. Like,
Still a little light there.
yeah, it was in between. There was a little bit in between.
But you have how much rain was coming in an hour,
Right.
2-3 inches an hour, and then you had all the runoff from streams that just couldn't manage into it.
But the guys kept working right through that.
They did. I pulled in,
Yeah,
went to my
we got a
office,
nice
got back
office.
in my other office, the red truck, and kept going.
So we're gonna have to address somehow. Most of the stuff is off the ground, but still the sheet rock and everything is.
Let's not forget that we're gonna sell that building.
Yeah, yeah, we're not. An overboard, but, you know, you don't want mold creeping up the walls and.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
So
Shut down by insurance.
You're gonna have some later.
Just let everybody match.
Here we go, Rubber Avenue. So, Jim, take on the left. Tell us where we
Jeremy,
are.
this is your game.
The picture on the left is up by Newman Street at Naughty Stop, so that water takes a solid 45-degree turn there. So we lost half that lane in a complete collapse. That's where we brought B&W into that repair. Like the mayor said, they did an excellent job. That road was open and passable within 24 hours. They had to go there overnight into the morning. That one is fully completed. Now the guardrail for that was installed yesterday. They're just finishing up on the one on the right. That's a little farther down the road. We're really trying to get it done. So let the kids walk to school on that path in the morning. It is passable for them now. It's completed today. Little touch-up work to do. The kids can usually get guardrails reinstalled on that section of Webster Bank all the way up to the bridge at the street.
Yeah, I mean, what we've had is this section of River Avenue has been torn up, I don't know, 5 times. I mean, it just happens all the time. So, and this sidewalk has been torn up a few times too. Jeremy, that section is where the water ripped back into the road.
It was coming out and going back in, and then it would dive in, so it
So-
was completely washed the side of that.
Well, there's a
There's the completed.
completed, up near Noggy Stop.
Yeah.
And then here's the sidewalk, and we did something similar at Noggy Stop, is where we put a concrete wall in, so that we won't have to, I expect that we won't have to read that section again.
That type of retaining wall didn't exist there before.
I saw the engineer that did this, and he was, at that site, he was so excited, he said, we put those blocks in, we cemented them, we light bolted them in, so the road will flood, but that won't wash away. It was-
No, it's not.
He was very excited about it. It's like,
No,
that's what we want.
Don't say that out loud.
Pretty good field engineering.
So besides the repair, you should make some improvements in areas.
No, I
too.
get that.
It's great.
What about the bridge that goes into Webster Bank? Is that the property owner,
Yes.
issue there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have contacted us and they're trying to figure out whether they're gonna replace it or repair it, or they wanna make it so it doesn't obviously happen again.
Was that culvert or was that?
It's a metal arch.
Yeah, so
It was an arch, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's stop here. Long term, we're gonna investigate a lots of application for all types of channel improvements going forward, a large project that would go from where to where.
From up here, I would assume Newman Street down to Rubber Avenue, and then this intersection bridge all the way down to down to Elm Street. We'd have to look at the whole thing, all the way.
Don't forget, that's a floodplain, No, this amount of water is unheard of. But a 100-year storm is not unheard of, and a 100-year storm will still cause problems, not like this, but we're gonna have to take a long-term approach and come up with a plan.
And you'll see later on with the 7 removal we're doing down Elm Street. We're also with the Mission 22 bridge. The state's gonna be, has told me that they're gonna be doing some stream channel improvements because we've had a lot of sediment over the years that have accumulated in front of that bridge, blocking water, which I think is part of the reason why the Armory, the rec center flooded so bad.
You're not gonna do the plant improvements to rubber and have to rip them up to drainage, right?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
The drainage is all new in the existing section. That's all getting replaced, including the 60-inch pipe across the road for Nettleton extension. So
Can they dig the brook deeper? I have no idea.
Let's say that would be a massive, deep kind of, issue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just,
Well, that would be part of an engineer analysis of how to, deal with it in the
and if
future.
it was a full culvert all the way up where the water stays inside this huge concrete barrier, where it doesn't come flowing out up onto the
Let's say
road.
this, digging the channel deeper seems to me to be cheaper than raising the bridges, so.
yeah, but you can't go too deep because then you go below the footings and then you
Yeah.
wash them out.
But there could be a cleansing of the whole thing.
Yes,
Debris over the
exactly.
years got washed
Sure,
out.
I'm sure they filled in over the years.
Even active bridges, there may not be the same height as that
Exactly.
riverbed. So that's something to look at.
Who's next?
So this is the retaining wall behind Auto House up against Etna Street. We were called out, the retaining wall collapsing, and we didn't really expect this extensive an issue.
If you came in, it would have blocked the brook, it would have been a bigger mess. So
Yes, so
it was an emergency, so we had, B&W do some work.
And so the left side here where the fence is, we got there and this was just, the grass was just caving away. And the retaining wall had obviously, this was another bend in the stream, had undermined the concrete footing and was sagging in the center and starting to tip towards Auto House and potentially gonna fall in the stream.
By the way, that's a town retaining wall.
So,
It
yeah.
was built by the town.
And we set up the contractor in town to come back the next day. And that thing had fallen another 4 or 5 feet further towards Auto House. So what did was we took off, we called in a bridge geotechnical engineer to look at, come up with it, just to talk to and come up with an idea, make sure that what we were proposing to do was reasonable. They peeled off the top 2 courses of gabions and re-sloped that road. And you can still see how that retaining wall is settled in the center. And he's got the bucket actually underneath the footing. So they took some rocks and tried to fill it in. We're thinking it's gonna be stable at this point for a while anyway. But, right now we're getting a proposal to get an idea of what it would be to design a new one, install a new one.
Yeah, some of the pictures I'll do it justice in the size of the whole wall there and how.
By the way, that is part of our FEMA plan. In other words, right now, we have no funding source for that other than FEMA.
And the Bill Rado Bridge is made out fine, huh?
This is a Bill Rado.
Those go
That
in.
was a Bill Rado.
This was put in the 880s flood.
After we blew the bridges up.
Same thing when they lived
Retaining
with
wall on it.
with those bridges.
Yeah.
The very does.
So here's this Elm Street at the event center entrance, basically underneath the Elm Center.
Oh, okay.
The event center entrance, big island grew here, blocking, most of the right. Yeah.
Show them the exciting ones.
Because there's the Hellcat. Having sound. That's underneath the.
That's under the event center.
That's where the car ended up. There's the debris that washed into the culvert. That's the car.
Wow, oh my God.
Holy crap, did it start?
Once they turned it up right.
Jeez.
No, it is upright.
It is upright.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
Holy
upside
smokes.
down. Well, that's
That was just a car, right? It was empty,
Oh,
right?
he's right.
In the window.
That's the top of the car, that's what the handles are. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Look at
Wow. I don't have water.
Actually,
Right?
Upside down. Look at it, it filled with
Water
stone.
does.
Yeah, it
Jeez.
Jeez. Is this car?
Holy smokes. That's freaking
Yeah,
out. Why are you towing it out, like tomorrow?
The fire marshal contacted the EPA and they're gonna pull it out for so.
The EPA's pulling it out?
Maybe DEP hired an environmental contractor.
Okay. Is there a reason because it's a car or?
This is environmental oil gas.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, I got you. Huh,
Antifreeze.
that's pretty freaking wild.
All those liquids that make the car run.
That's
If
wild.
they're still there.
Now, if it were an electric car, what do you think?
Gas.
It would have shorted out.
I mean, that's just.
Yeah, it's full.
That's
Thousands of gallons.
Yeah, it really is.
That is.
I'm surprised we didn't get.
Okay, so it's just the HRD.
Yeah.
Right, so pay attention. Newsflash. All right.
Yeah.
So the HRD building is owned by the Human Resources Development Corporation, whatever they call themselves. And they're not covered by insurance. The building is a wreck. It always has had issues. This time it got pretty much totally wiped out. Their bus got wiped out. They have no real. What?
Two buses.
buses.
To the engines.
They have no ability to really help themselves. So the longer term, right now, we moved them into the town hall. They're all set up and operating out of the third floor next to Jim Stewart. The longer term plan was to move them to the senior center.
Yeah.
When we build the addition there. So we've had discussions with them, and I'm gonna bring this to the board on Tuesday, but the plan would be that they would convey the property to the borough of Norton for $1. We would then decide whether we would sell it as is or make some repairs and sell it for more money, whatever makes more sense, and use the excess funds for the construction project.
If there was an electrical fire there right now, would it be covered under insurance?
Well, their fire might be, but they have no flood insurance.
Electrical fire would be suspicious since there's no power.
Just saying, right?
Yeah,
That's why we
Hellcat.
I would just spitballing.
Nice that car just float by that building perhaps, maybe.
So we're gonna discuss that on Tuesday.
Let me ask you a question, Mayor. How would that property benefit the high school?
It's in a bad spot, but I mean, it's like,
I know the work is on the other side.
yeah, it's, I'm sure we can sell it and get some money back. But it's a problem. I would say whoever buys it would not be able to utilize the walkout basement.
Indoor swimming pool.
Backyard's like level.
Loss is our total loss.
So remember, that's not a borough loss, but we're looking at.
Charlie, as far as the bus, the water actually got deeper and the lights were coming on the bus while they were sitting there. Not just system short it out.
Jim, next.
So also part of our claim is going throughout the entire town and taking care of all the little ruts along the side of the roads. And that's what this
That's Brookside Avenue in front of the street front garage at the bridge.
so there's a lot of sinkholes,
Yeah.
gullies, and all the town that go out, dig up, patch, fill, store.
I don't.
Okay, so just note that Hopper School and the high school have some damage, not substantial, we believe. Board of Ed is dealing with those issues.
So where did the high school get the water? That's the way
I believe they said something about the auxiliary gym. That's what they said. Maybe they got it from the backside.
Oh, from the backside.
The backside, I don't know.
Yeah, lower levels.
Okay.
They
It had no effect on the fields at all, correct?
I don't believe so, that I
Because they're a little
know.
bit higher than that.
Talks about the.
What about the storage?
Talks about-
You got the cafeteria area back there too.
Yeah.
That big hill coming right
Talk
out
about the
the
side school, one of the windows, maybe, I think, where the road goes up, and don't quote me on it.
Well, I think I'll send Chris Montini a message and ask him what the extent of the damage was up there. See if he responds.
Probably that basement storage area.
I would say the
Beneath the
basement
auditorium area, the arts air wing, that probably flooded. That would make
There's a
sense.
ton of stuff down there in that basement.
There's that side.
All the granite stuff
Looking
that's
at
stored
the
down
auxiliary gym, the cafeteria, or that's section.
So we put a lot into drainage
Yeah.
when we did the project, so.
Jim, next.
Andrew Avenue.
Okay, so Andrew Avenue, the storm drainage system failed. So one of our bigger items going forward is going to be longer, well, short-term and long-term repairs to the drainage on Andrew Avenue. Now, hold on to your seats when you watch this next video. Sound of.
I can't, because if I put the sound on, it's gonna reverberate.
You gotta hear that one. Oh.
I can play it for you after.
Watch.
It's worse.
Wait, see,
If you look across to the yards, it's not only, it's heavy water coming through the yards.
Now, you had indicated it failed.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, it's like a waterfall. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's just
Wonderful camera work. Did it fail to the point that it was old? Or is the drainage system newer?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's pieced parts.
Inadequate, maybe.
It's different pieced parts over the years put together. Basically the stream coming off of the mountain behind it.
Yeah.
And the pipes, it's a combination of metal pipes, reinforced concrete pipes, rock culvert. So, I mean, that could be 1800s.
Oh, okay.
It's all tied into each other. And when you start to look at this, the left one is the bottom of Andrew Avenue, Scott Street.
Yeah.
The one in the middle is the manhole by Andrew Avenue School. And those are sinkholes, with multiple sinkholes like that on that line, starting at the top of Andrew Avenue, going down Indian's front yard. So it's compounded failures is what it goes.
This is the one on the right is a section of stone culvert.
Yeah.
And it's got a concrete top and
But that's in somebody's front yard that is elevated off of Andrew Avenue.
Yeah.
You know, with a 4-foot wall. So where they brought this line out many years ago,
Yeah.
most likely to build those houses, and it was probably an open stream at one time, and then kind of pieced it together through the years.
How big is the line, diameter of the line?
It's 30 in some places, I don't know, yeah.
It's not now 30,
No.
it's more like.
No, we
Well-
brought the camera crew in today to, start cameraing it, and, they just sent us their results this evening. We go through them.
So we're gonna essentially have to replace this, correct?
That's our fault.
Huh?
That's our fault.
Okay, and let me ask you a question. Is 30 inches an adequate size for something like this, or do you go to something much larger?
Well, it's gotta be engineered, but larger.
Yeah, it depends on how many, what kind of storm you wanna accept,
And what we will do
Yeah.
with the terrain.
and where you wanna put it. And where you wanna put it, yeah, obviously, it'd be nice to move it into the road.
We radiated the road because we don't know about these consider some of these places.
It makes sense and,
Maintenance.
right now, the pipes are filled with rock and
So right now, we got,
flush, collapsed.
if we have another rainstorm like this, we got drizzle.
We get a September hurricane or tropical storm, we got a problem.
It's gonna do the same thing.
No,
It's gonna do the same thing.
Indiana
Maybe not
never
that,
had
it's gonna.
a real stormwater system. And as Jeremy said, it's pieced and hobbled together over the years. And now whatever was there is failed.
So where does this water actually, if it's going in a storm drain, where does it actually go to?
Goes in the Long Meadow Brook.
Into the brook?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Through the transfer station and right. May or may not split off, we're still determining. Some of it goes towards Arch Street.
I mean, it would make sense to, if you're gonna replace it, to take that pipe and go directly to the brook versus what it does now, which is to hang right goes towards the dumpster. So that would help
On
us
that-
all. Yeah. Because anything that goes into the Riston property just flows over in that direction.
So there's one of our bigger ones, right?
That's it.
Are we looking to get FEMA money to do that?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, yes.
FEMA has a program for mitigation to prevent future flooding, and that's something
Yeah.
that's definitely going to do. So,
Yeah,
every question we have to involve.
and would they actually come in, and analyze what the cost could be, or is that on us,
Oh, that's on-
the engineer? Okay.
So the deductible that's listed here, it's not a per occurrence deductible, it's separate for each property?
That's what you're told.
It's crazy. Do we have a Greek value on the policy?
Well, I like what they're telling us, so we're gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
Just unusual, Chief, I noticed the police command sent a vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm assuming then the functional needs trailer probably got too,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, check it.
and they're parked right next to each other.
Yeah, so
We insure that.
we insure it, so we're gonna take the lead on taking care of it, but
We had a handful of equipment in the back of that garage that we're assessing along.
Why is the high school at $50,000 deductible?
I don't think that they, I spoke to them, I just carried the maximum, but they don't think that it's gonna be near that.
well, if it's not near that, they're gonna pay it all, so.
Well, then, yeah, but then we get the FEMA claim for
With the fee.
50,000.
Now, what we do, if we look at what's going on all over the country with the way things are changing. A good case of what happened in Vermont. 23 of July, they had, they believed was gonna be their 500-year flood. It's gonna be a long time to happen, they put a lot of money into a lot of remediation. Year to date, they had the exact same amount of rain that fell in one shot, and all the remediation they put in still didn't work. You know, it's geography we've got to deal with. The hills, water comes fast on them. You can only do so much to stop it. And when you think about it, I don't think this is going to be an every 1,000-year occurrence anymore. I think we have to get used to this being kind of the new normal. We talked about this before, that it just doesn't rain for hours, long-term storms. Everything falls in an incredible amount so quickly. Whatever we plan for, we're going to have to really Obviously, it's old stuff. And, very similar like the San Diego floods that happened this year too, where it was a lot of stuff that just sediment had built on all their drainages. They weren't ready for it when it happened. How we go forward with this, we really got to prepare for the worst as a war.
What really helped was the paving program. Because Jeremy's been doing the storm drainage in all the roads that have been paved. And the roads that were freshly paved, nice, not a lot of cracks, no potholes, they didn't fall apart. I mean, we had a problem on Andrew Mountain in that one small section. You look at that, relatively, that's not very much. If that road wasn't well paved, it'd be gone. Absolutely gone.
Helps so much.
So-
you have to do a few pipes small, kind of close to what you're saying. This showed up this time, you still have all those other pipes, so the next one would be this and that one, and some of these older pipes, which tend to pop up a few days after the storm, they might wash up under the ground. Small falls, so.
It doesn't mean, a lot of people think, oh, we're not gonna do no one.
Oh, exactly.
You can get them 2 weeks.
Right, exactly. You get it the next day.
Yeah.
But I think what we need to understand is with climate change, it's real, it's happening, it's happened, it's irreversible, we've done. And we have to understand that this is gonna be a new normal. We're gonna get more things like this. Because the calculations were what defines a 1,000-year, 500-year storm. That's based on historical data. That's not worth a pile of anything anymore because it's different than the historical data they used to determine this stuff. It's frightening.
Time to update the historical data.
What about South Main Street next to the mobile station? Same thing happened back during Mezzo's term. It was Niagara Falls.
So what happens there is you have the whole drainage system from up High Street that does go down and it goes into an open brook. The owner of the mobile station who built that, he made a pipe behind that retaining wall. What happens is his pipe gets clogged up, comes over the top, and then floods on Main Street.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's another area.
It's another area that.
Very bad.
It's
not as clearly a town issue. It's a lot more levels. It's not as much destruction happens, but a lot of.
And there was no damage on North Main, because they had part of North Main where the water was just coming off of City Hill.
Yeah.
Down and flooding that section of North Main.
Three state issues we had were South Main, North Main, and Bridge at 63.
Yeah.
From the water coming off the hill. We had extensive debris in the road and church.
Yeah.
So I think one of the first spots they went to was pull let's say 80 yards of material off the road.
Did that hill sort of wash?
Yeah.
Get off the New Street area, all up there from New Street down.
Surprised the steps aren't.
Yeah, I'm surprised the sidewalks. stayed.
Steps are gone.
Yeah, the steps are gone.
Yeah, the steps will buckle this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
And then there was some washouts on 68.
Has the gas company done anything?
They've been notified.
There's a good section of gas line that's just hanging.
68, where is it?
68 along the brook coming down. If you look, they put the stone along it. They're
I saw
pressing to
that,
cut it out.
they were repairing
Along
that
that brook
today.
coming down.
That's sweet to her.
Yeah, Jeremy, in recent years, we've made more investments in equipment for you guys to do your job better. I think this is a good situation where
It was,
we can say, thank God we did that.
I think it was
Years
Tuesday
ago,
night,
well
I
spent.
started thinking the same thing. Between the manpower, our guys in the field, our office staff, who did great, I mean, they supposed to be on the leave, but the equipment that we were able to utilize out there was to outfit each crew and outfit more than one crew with that equipment. 12, 14, 16 hour days.
We didn't have that equipment, just imagine.
Oh, yeah, you try to rent it and then
We
it's
never-
all gone.
Yeah.
And,
When I first started, they were running one backup. You were swimming against the tide.
Well, they didn't notice the upper section.
So how are we communicating the updates of all this work that's being done?
Oh,
Yeah, how is it being communicated out to the general
Like a
public?
website or something?
we expect our Burgesses to communicate it to their constituents. Well, just teasing. So, I mean, the biggest problem is, well, there's three parts to it. We fixed the immediate problem, except for the residents and the small businesses. And they're the ones who need the help. And we've been working around the clock to try and help them. And I'm going to say, and there's a lot of information out there. We will be doing another post maybe tomorrow, trying to condense it and keep it simple. But the long and the short of it is that any resident first has to, or business, determine whether or not they have insurance coverage. If you're a business on September 3rd, they should apply under the governor's new program for up to $25,000 per business, and they should also go for FEMA. So they should be doing what we're doing, and we're helping them with that. And they've been told over and over, and we'll keep telling them and working with them and make it public. People who don't know that will do another post, but there's a lot of it. That's really all you can do.
That's been out there a lot, too.
Yeah.
I shared it, I sent it personally to all the businesses here, you know, make sure you fill out the forms.
Do we need to extend the free transfer station?
I don't know, Jim.
Hey, you haven't talked to them recently, I imagine it's slowing down, but I would keep it another week for a little bit, if people call them, I don't think.
We've also, just so you know, we've provided free town dumpsters, and USA has also supplied dumpsters to businesses and churches.
Some of the cleanup.
So I think that there's not that much left, but who knows? If we have to, we will.
My concern is it might be people that just really haven't had the resources, haven't gotten to it, and they're basically basements full of crap.
Do we have the resources to help people fill out the applications and things of that nature?
We're helping businesses, and we take calls and, you know, give them some guidance, but, you know, it's really an accounting effort on their part to get photos.
Yeah.
To get clear that they don't have insurance, and to get the bills and submit the claim.
How do you prove a negative if you don't have insurance? How
Get
do
a
you?
letter that you're not covered.
You have to get it
Oh,
denial.
yeah,
Or you
we
make
get
a
that.
claim and they'll tell you pretty quick you're not covered.
I
We've
see.
been, yeah, been through that.
When you do your FEMA application, you have to also submit your insurance policy.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you don't have insurance at all.
Sometimes it's a disaster.
Well, if you don't have insurance, at all, you clearly are not covered by insurance.
Right, right. We didn't really have a problem.
Insurance coverage.
This joke was bad.
I know. I own a business there. There's no flood insurance.
So we found one of the individuals on Cherry Street who did not have flood insurance. They had a sump pump failed because they didn't have the power before the water got electric. Their insurance is covering that because it's some pump failure, they had it right.
Usually over $5,000 on that.
Yeah, but only had more than $5,000. It's something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so one other entity that publicly has to be recognized is Team Rubicon, who came in to the Cherry Street area, and it's a nonprofit group. I guess a lot of veterans and volunteers, and they really did a ton of work and helped those people.
They just left Vermont.
Really?
They did not basement stuff. That one, the president, Charles Court, elderly woman needed help with her clothes and her basement, so they went after clothes. That's a phenomenal, all volunteer.
So on Cherry Street, obviously, we're putting in that new drainage system, which is functioning. But it'll get better as we extend the pipe down to the river, larger pipe. We also have a future project, when we get funding to carry that pipe further, because it's gotta go to Pleasant Avenue, and tie into the stream. But that area is still in a hole. Again, that pipe isn't designed to take a 100-year storm. But what we're looking at is with the mayor's industrial park, regrading the road. It's going to
The driveway.
the drive is going one of the buildings, trying to pitch it down so that it can lower the high water level in the worst case scenario by a couple feet. So at least there'll be a way to let the water, we'll never be able to get the place so it doesn't get a foot of water in the road. A foot is not the end of the world, so.
Let me say one thing that's obvious, but no one can design a stormwater system for 1,000%. That's impossible. So we'll keep going and do the best we can, but it's a lot of potential for problems going forward. So
The only thing you can do
we're
is.
gonna have to work on it every year.
So didn't you guys just clean the Naugatuck River of debris and everything? So do we have a lot more debris now in the river from the storm?
Well, we hope to ourselves.
Yeah.
Seymour.
Yeah.
It's in Seymour? Okay.
Seymour.
It's up against the dam.
Beacon Falls.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff, I mean, that was a lot of problem with chairs. trees.
I saw fish in the road on Cherry Street.
Debris just washed out of people's backyards and clogged the catch basins and.
Yeah.
So,
To the treatment facility?
yeah, so we didn't mention it, but they're up at like 95% now.
Yeah, they're up and running, their lower levels flooded completely, all their electric motors, were burnt out, but they were able to get new ones, within 24 hours and are back and running, so. And it's not
So
like-
that impacts us only to the extent that there's less profit.
For a few days, or a week.
Because they don't have to shut the generator down when you're getting very high flow. Because it recirculates the water from the incinerator, that just causes the treatment plant to have to treat more water. So when the water gets to 15 million gallons a day, they have to shut the incinerator down to take the capacity.
And on the east side of town, the dams, with the reservoirs, I know in the years past, we've had this, shall I say, where the rain had gotten so high that, how did they hold?
We had no flow reports, we kept an eye on the one behind Thurston's, that's one of the big concerns.
Yeah.
The water company reservoirs, we have no issue with.
As soon as we had the flood warning, our road foreman, Mike Marino, has to go inspect the Thurston's one, doesn't inspect those reports. Because they weren't out.
Never has any water.
You know, he did inspections on them, and that Thurston's one. It held up. I mean, there was water coming down that big time.
If that was ever gonna fail, that was the one time.
The other dam we checked on with Burgess years, it's not building, it had to do 7% capacity, which is.
All right, so anyone want to ask a question before we wrap up? Okay, so we're going to continue on the path we're on. We're meeting tomorrow morning with FEMA. We're working on our FEMA reports, our insurance claims, and we will report back periodically with progress. We're also going to be looking for longer term improvements going into the future.
Man. Great job, guys. I can't even imagine that. It's amazing.
One of
You
these
guys have done a tremendous job.
Yeah. The guy did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Walter Sanders is the chief of Blue, looks very excited. He's a big guy.
Is he serious?
Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Oh my God. How fast are they going? Yeah.
The one lady, I gave her another credit, she moved her boyfriend and kids, went nowhere else, realized she was getting deep water. My muffler, she took a left and went up the driveway.
Really?
We had to go behind, we had to cut a path with my girl to get to walk around.
Right.
But you realize she was wrong.
Right.
That was smart, yeah. Yeah, I wound up seeing a friend overnight, she called me.
Motion to adjourn at 8:40.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.